What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Team Solemn Circus live video. On the left side here, we have Labrynth, a very popular deck at our locals. I believe there's like 3 to 4 Labrynth players. A very cheap deck that you can play. Impulse is going to be absolutely crazy in this deck. Being able to set it from the deck with Lady is going to be kind of busted and always being able to put it back. And on the right side here, we have Sean on Marincess coming back to the game after a little of a hiatus, playing a deck that he's been always playing back and forth, has topped it quite a bit with this deck. I know it was popular on a few videos before, so we are going to be seeing us dive on in. Don't forget to like, comment, share, channel a lot. We are going to be seeing Marincess end up winning the die roll here, going to be a very important part of this match. Winning the die roll against a trap deck is always going to feel pretty good. We do see a normal summon of a blue tang. This is going to be full combo, sending the copy of the seahorse. We then get to go up into the blue slug, and we're going to activate the effect of the blue slug as well as the blue tang to send to the graveyard here, or to, I guess, attempt to excavate. We do see a Piscalis being hit, which is going to be a pretty decent one. And then we summon back out the seahorse here. So we are going to then link that away up into the Sea Angel, which can allow us to search our deck for any of the Marincess spells, either being the dive or the copy of the field spell here. So we already have the field spell in the hand, therefore we can search for the dive. And we actually might have another dive in the hand as well. Just getting that recursion for the next turn as well here, which could be pretty nice, as well as, having an unknown card. Why not make a link monster so you can just search your deck? You're not getting hit with draw or anything like that, so having the follow-up for the next turn is going to be pretty nice. We do have the dive there, and the field spell here is going to allow us now to summon out from the deck, going up for the Mandarin here, which is going to allow us itself to summon itself back out from the graveyard, providing itself to be an additional body. We do go up into the Crystal Heart here, and then we can bring back out that Mandarin. We link those both away for a level 2, or link 2 here, which is going to be the coral, which can then bring out another body, and that's going to be able to link up into the triangle. Triangle can let us search for the trap by banishing one from the graveyard, and we also get to add back off the coral, adding back that spring girl, or I should say the blue tang here, and then we discard the Piscalis to search for the trap with a triangle. So now we have a follow-up for the next turn, as well as a trap and the dive in the hand, which is going to be quite nice, and we're going to be able to link these two away for the copy of the Argonaut, which is going to be a spell or a trap negate here, and it is unaffected because of the fact that it was used for the Sea Angel. That's going to, or not the Sea Angel here, but the Crystal Heart here, and then we're going to activate the effect of Battle Ocean, going to be attaching all those in here, including the copy of Coral Anemone. This is going to be very important because we can actually use it to negate and summon out the Coral Anemone, which then can activate the effect during our turn to bring out another body, and then when it touches the graveyard, it's going to allow us to also add back a card. But Coral Anemone, the Bubble Reef here not being able to be affected by any of the effects because we did use a Crystal Heart is going to be absolutely huge for this matchup here. Trap decks are always going to have hard trouble to kind of be a Towers monster here. But yeah, they are going to be setting a few cards here. We see a Blackjack in the hand as well as an Imperm. I believe that was the top deck. We do activate Lab, and then we take a second to read Lab. This card is going to be absolutely crazy. I love the interaction, how it does it, how it pops cards on resolution of the effect. It gives it the additional effect, which is kind of crazy. I do like how it doesn't start on a new chain. It's quite nice, honestly. We do normal summon a Blackjack. We take a second to read this card here. Now, normally, you're not going to be normal summoning this. It's not a very good card. We can link away for the Relinquished Anima. We can then activate the Blackjack effect, going to allow us to kind of keep the top 3 cards of our deck here and organize it in whatever way we want to. And it looks like we actually hit 2 monsters in a trap, putting that trap, which is going to be big welcome, on the top of the deck. We do set an additional card here, and then we pass just on this. There's not much really to say here. I'm not sure how Lab's going to end up beating this. Tower's unaffected monster is going to be pretty crazy. Now, they do have Daruma Cannon, which does force the player to send, so that is a possibility that they can do. But we're going to be seeing a normal summon of the Blue Tang here. And on that, we are going to flip up a copy of Imperm on the Blue Tang. I'm not sure why we chose to send that one, though. Why we chose to Imperm a Blue Tang. All it does is send a monster to the graveyard. We're going to special summon with the Seahorse here, and that's going to force us to Blackjack, making us reveal essentially the big welcome. And then we're going to be seeing us go into a Blue Slug. Blue Slug can allow us to add back. We chain Tears of the Overroot. Such as just flipping cards. And we're going to be targeting the Battle Ocean as well as one of the cards here. And they do have Bell in the hand, so we are main decking Bell, which actually is crazy against Labrynth because it does hit the big welcome very nicely. But it's going to resolve here, allowing us to set that Seahorse and then sending the Battle Ocean to the graveyard, which now makes it so that we are going to be affected by that Crystal Heart here. We're then going to banish the Pascalis, trying to add back that copy of the Battle Oceans, and then we just activate it once again, and we are going to have the problem that we just had once again here. We do activate Welcome Labrynth on this. I mean, we can then pop the field spell. Okay, so now they're learning what the interaction of the field spell does and just gains the effect of the welcome here, which is pretty nice. But they're going to wave the Anima, making it so that it is unaffected here. They do chain Big Welcome, we chain Bell, and that's just going to be a game right here. I mean, yeah, having Wave make everything unaffected is pretty nutty, and we see Labrynth end up admitting defeat right away. Yeah, there was no world where Labrynth was unfortunately winning that. We had too much setup, and Labrynth was a little bit too slow, especially against those tower monsters there. You know, having towers is just honestly crazy. Like, I don't even know what to say. Summoning a tower versus Lab is essentially just GG if they can't have access to a Chaos Angel, and they can make it bigger. But we're going to be seeing Marincess end up taking game one there. That main decking Bell does kind of go crazy in this case. Being able just to hit Big Welcome is like super goated, honestly. Like, there's not many matchups where Bell is obviously going to be decent in this format, but Bell goes in really, really hard against Labrynth. Having that in your main deck is definitely going to be a surprise for Lab, especially if we're playing like Impulses as well as Ashes and stuff like that. Having 9 cards in our main deck dedicated essentially just to stopping their most powerful card is just turn ending, right? Obviously. Not much else you can kind of say about that. But diving into game 2, Labrynth is most likely going to be going first here, you know, having the advantage of setting those trap cards prior to any activations or any ways to negate is going to be pretty nice. Now, but they do have to realize that they have the Bell in the main deck. So does that mean there's going to be more harder side deck cards that's going to be put in for us? We already have those crazy hand trap options for us here. But we're already going to go into a normal summon with Blackjack, once again, linking away for that Anima, not looking like the normal summons we are looking for here. And we do hit 3 traps off the top, 2 of them being Impulse in this case here. And we are going to be organizing them just so that we just don't draw double Impulse here. And then we just set 3 cards and pass turn on this. We're then going to banish the Blackjack, allowing us to set the Impulse. And we're going to take a second to read this card, which kind of indicates that it's not in our main deck or in our side deck here. And now if you haven't played the deck, or you haven't played Yu-Gi-Oh! For a very long time, I definitely recommend you guys read Impulse. Impulse is one of the most craziest cards I have ever read. The fact that we can just activate this card at any time is just honestly insane. Well, if your opponent controls any card. We do then go Welcome. They chain Ash Blossom. And now we're just thinking here. We do have an Imperm in the hand and a Wave. We normal summon with the Seahorse, which is not going to be one of the best normal summons for us, especially because it is an extender. But we can play with this anyways. We go up into the Blue Slug. Blue Slug can add back. And do we have a way to stop this here? We do go Morella, which is going to send a trap from our deck, most likely being the transaction rollback here. Which can then banish itself to allow us to copy a trap in the graveyard by paying half our life points, which is pretty nice. And then we get to summon with the Morella again, just being a body, which is very, very nice as well. So we are thinking on this, like we know they had the Impulse and we have to summon out the Seahorse. Now that we have a Wave in, looks like double Imperm here. So we might just have to scoop, but might as well try. We're going to be summoning with the Seahorse, and then we choose to link away for the Sea Angel. Sea Angel's going to activate the effect allowing us to search for the deck, and we do chain the rollback here, making it copy the Welcome Labrynth, summoning out from the deck either a Lady or a Lovely. In this case, I assume we're going to go for the Lady here, or the Ariana to search for the Lady as well, very possible. We see the Battle Ocean being searched here, and then we activate the effect of the Ariana to let us search. And we are thinking with the Welcome, or thinking with the Chandelier there for a second, but we do end up choosing the Lady. The Lady can set the Big Welcome from the deck when we do summon itself out, and then we activate the Impulse that we have set here already. So we do have Thrust in the hand as well, which can search for pretty much anything. I believe Dive is a normal spell that we can search as well if we want to. Yeah, it is, okay. So that will give us access to any other additional Marincess in our deck. But we do know the Impulse is set, so it's kind of hard for us to kind of do. We do search for the Unsearchable Monster Reborn here. That is a tech option that we can play, I suppose. We're going to activate the Battle Ocean, and we chain Traptrix to this. And then we get to chain the Lovely. And we do set Daruma Cannon. Okay. But now we can only activate one more trap for the rest of this turn. And yeah, we just see them admit defeat here, realizing the game is going to be lost, and Labrynth end up taking game 2. I mean, yeah, there's not much we can do with that hand. Double Imperm is not going to do it. Wave in the hand, as well as, only opening up one Marincess monster and Thrust. Now, honestly, against any other deck, that probably could do it, having the double hand traps. But unfortunately, it's Labrynth. Like, you just set so many traps. You play during your opponent's turn, and you end up not being hit with the copies of Imperm and Bailers, which is very cool, but very annoying when you are playing against it. I do really like how Labrynth can interact with a bunch of the decks. I do think that Labrynth is very healthy. The Marilla sending the rollback is obviously a little cool tech that we're currently playing. But there's just a bunch of different options you can play, and that is really cool about Labrynth. It does just evolve continuously with whatever cards that come out, whatever text that you end up seeing, and you just see a card like Dominus Impulse, which just drops, and it's it already is a crazy card in Yu-Gi-Oh, and then being able to abuse it in Labrynth just makes it even cooler. I think that Labrynth is one of the best decks that can utilize the power of Dominus Impulse, especially with the Lady. I always talk about that every time we see a Labrynth video, how crazy that Lady can just set the Impulse from the deck. But diving into game 3, we are going to be seeing Marincess end up going first with a normal summon of a blue tank. This is going to be full combo, the best normal summon in their deck, and they are thinking in response to this. If they're going to say that's going to go through, we do see the Chandelier in the hand, and they're going to send the copy of Seahorse. Very standardized combo. We then get the link up into the blue slug, which can then add back, and we're going to be seeing the blue tang as well as the slug here. And we do get to add the wave to the hand, or we can just activate and add a blue tang. We choose to activate or add the wave to the hand, and we might be playing 2 of them in our deck right now, which is going to also allow us to search it with a triangle later. We do add back that Seahorse with the blue slug, and then we summon it itself out, and now we just can link away into the Sea Angel, searching our deck for a spell. They do chain Chandelier here, sending a Blackjack to the graveyard. This can allow us to set a big or a Welcome Labrynth from the deck, and we can still activate the effect of the Blackjack, potentially even whiffing. We're going to set a regular Welcome Labrynth. And now we're going to be seeing Blackjack do its thing. We also have an Impulse in the hand as well, which is pretty cool. And we see double Big Welcome and the Ariana here, or the Arian. So we do actually get to set we get to activate Big Welcome this turn, which is pretty crazy. Big Welcome summon Lady, Lady bounce back to Lady, or Lady bounce back, then we can summon out the Lady, and we can activate the Impulse from the hand, chaining the trap here, and we opt to not do that. We opt to hit the Impulse on the Coral. I definitely think that's a misplay. We have another Impulse in the hand, though, which is kind of crazy as well for the next turn, but yeah, I definitely think that's a misplay on our parts. We should have done big summon out, or bounce back lady, summon out lady. Activate the effect of Impulse, getting the set from the deck, setting either the big welcome there, allowing us to just play. But hitting the coral to make it not be able to summon it is very nice as well. But we do have Spring Girl in the hand to banish the blue slug. Having that additional extender is going to be huge for Marincess here. We activate the big welcome, but we have the bell in the hand. They say, yeah, you're not getting any of that there. So the impulse does not matter having hit that coral there at all. We then link up into the triangle, which can then allow us to search for another trap if we are playing it. And it does look like we have a Black Goat Laughs in the hand as well here. We're going to be activating the Battle Lotion, placing the 2 spells and traps there, or placing 2 into the spell and trap card zone here. And we don't have another body to actually go up into the Coral Argonaut. So we're just going to be setting 1, which is going to be that Black Goat Laughs, and passing turn on this. We do see then activate Welcome Labyrinth that did end up setting last turn. And this is going to summon out potentially the Lovely, which can reset that big welcome. Or a lady here as well. That's going to be perfectly fine. You do have to set a card, which is the Impulse. Then we're going to go Battle Phase, Attack, and that's going to be dying there. We have to add back the Blue Tang, I believe. Or the Spring Girl here. And then we normal summon out the Ariane. We don't have a trap to discard, unfortunately, to summon out the Ariana from the deck. And we still have no way to get back those traps in the graveyard here. We can bounce back a card if we want to with the big welcome here, which then will trigger the Ariane. But we do have something to say about that when we have, of course, that Black Goat's Laughs here that we could be able to see flip face up, calling the Ariane. We have a Veiler in the hand as well, though, so we probably should choose not to do that. Then we're going to see the Ariane. We are going to chain the Veiler to that, and we then get to see Chandragolier add itself back as well. And then we activate the effect of the lady here, and they do flip up the Black Goat Laughs, calling Lady Labrynth of the Silver Castle. And then we activate Chandragolier, sending itself to the graveyard to be able to set a big welcome, allowing us to play during our opponent's turn. And we just pass turn on that, yeah. So we have an Impulse here, and we have... Yeah, we definitely should Impulse this Coral at the graveyard. So we're going to Impulse the Coral in the graveyard here. And then we can chain the Lady. Take a second to read the pink one. That card is pretty crazy. But we then opt to chain the Black Goat Laughs, making so that we cannot activate the effect of the Lady this turn. We do still have the Blue Tang that we can kind of continue, and we have a Dive as well, being able to summon from the deck. So Dive's going to be able to bring out the Pascalis here. And I think that Labyrinth is going to be in a bit of a trouble. We do normal summon the Blue Tang, activate the effect setting the Mandarin, which is going to be able to bring itself back out later in this turn. Pardon me. We go for the Blue Slug, and then Blue Slug will be able to add back. And the Blue Tang will also be able to excavate. And we do chain a big welcome here. And that's going to resolve something with the Lovely, bouncing the Lady to the hand. And then we're going to be whiffing off the Blue Tang there. We have to add back and place, of course, the Sea Angel as well as the Coral here. And then we're going to be seeing the Lovely as well as the Ariane, the Welcome, and the Chandragolier, as well as the Lady summon itself, or not the Lady, but the Ariane summon out the Lady out. And then we just direct to draw a card as well. We have to pop off the Lovely, popping the Battle Ocean there. And then we get to summon out the Mandarin, which we now can continue up into either another Coral or... So we also have the Spring Girl in the hand. So we have essentially just forever combos going up into now Sea Angel, searching the deck for another dive for a follow-up turn. And we still have a Seahorse. We just have so many extenders here, yeah. So Seahorse summoned itself out. We can link away for the link 4. We can go for, honestly, anything here. So we're going to link up into the Marble Rock, and then we're going to be seeing the effect of the Coral to let us add back. We then chain the Chandragolier sending itself, and I'm not sure what trap card that is, to set a welcome, or a big welcome in this case, but we then get to activate the Battle Ocean once again here, and then we get to link away, which can then go to let us re-equip into a Bubble Reef, so we're going to be attempting to gain some attack, and then drawing cards. We're then going to be seeing the Battle Ocean place the Coral Enemy, which is really the only important card here. The Blue Slug and the Sea Angel doesn't necessarily matter. Of course, being able to put them onto the field was going to be helpful, but just getting the Coral to add back is going to be quite nice. We then summon back out the Coral Triangle from the Banished Zone. And then we Spring Girl, banish the Marble Rock to summon itself out. And then we get to link away for the Zealantis. We are waterlocked at this point, so if we do activate the effect of Zealantis, we are going to be essentially banishing all those cards and letting them not come back. We have to draw, or you have to mill off the Spring Girl. We hit a copy of the Imperm, which is going to do nothing. We activate the effect of Zealantis here, and we do chain the rollback, which is the card that we copy. So we can copy the Impulse effect to negate. What? Okay. So it's going to negate the Zealantis. And we chain the wave. So it's going to make it so that they are unaffected. And they're waterlocked, so we can't summon them back out. So now we have the Zealantis as well as the Bubble Reef, which can go battle phase, pop both those cards, and we're going to see the Labrynth player admit defeat here with the Zealantis OTK in the water deck. This is the original Zealantis OTK, no fires needed. Regardless, hope you're watching the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for more content like this. Stay safe. Peace.